Hey Killer Bees, it's Paula B from paulabfitness.com, and on tap today I've got a great active rest day stretching routine that is perfect for women of a certain age who want to remain functionally fit and flexible for their whole lives. You guys, this one is going to be both relaxing and invigorating. There's absolutely no floor work. I've got a handful of wonderful stretching exercises that we're going to do from both a seated and standing position. So grab yourself a sturdy chair, and when you're ready for this one, I'm totally ready. Let's go. Have a seat, my friend, and let's go ahead and get moving. Come all the way to the edge here. We're just going to get started by taking a couple of nice deep breaths. As we breathe in, you're bringing your hands up and looking up. And as you breathe out, you're bringing your hands down and looking down. Push your hands back behind you as far as they can go, palms facing up. And then breathe in, hands up, looking up. And breathe out, hands back way behind you, palms facing up, head facing down. Nice stretch in your neck, nice stretch in your arms. Opening up your lungs, opening up your chest, opening up your heart. And then back down. Reach back, 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 back. This time as we reach up and breathe in, we're going to stand up. And circle those arms all the way around as we sit down. And up as we circle the other way. And down as we sit down. Take this at your own pace. You're breathing in. You've got a nice big arm circle. One direction, and then one the other direction. We're not in a hurry. We're not in a race. We're not comparing ourselves. You don't have to do as many as me. You don't have to do them as fast as me. You don't have to do them as slow as me. Although slow is better for a nice stretching workout like this. We are getting some good functional fitness today. Working that core. While we stretch. There is no such thing as a workout that works only one thing. Yes, of course we're working on flexibility. Of course we're working on mobility. But you know what? Part of flexibility and mobility is pulling in that core, breathing deeply, having control over your body. That's called proprioception, in case you were curious. It's a great big word, and I absolutely love it. It means knowing where your body is in space and time, my friends, as we sit down. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to do a little overhead rainbow reach, which just means that we're reaching over your head, arching like a rainbow. And then the other side. All of our stretches today are dynamic, meaning that they're moving. We're not trying to move fast through this. This is not cardio yoga or anything like that. But we are not also holding for a real length of time. There's a time and a place for a static stretch like that. And sometimes it feels utterly amazing. If you find a spot that you'd like to hold on to for a couple more seconds than I do, that's totally okay. But today is a little bit more about getting your blood circulating, getting your body moving in a way that feels good. So whatever pace that is for you, however long you hold the stretches, it's really individual. It's up to how you feel and what you need out of the day. I need to move my body and to feel like I'm working out some of the kinks and some of the sore muscles and some of the tension and tightness. So for me, that's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more mobile than holding. For you, it might look and feel different. Making sure that you're breathing. Oh, this feels so good. And up. From this middle position, I'm going to reach my left hand all the way back behind me and grab onto the chair on the right side. My right hand is on the outside of my left leg, and I'm looking over as far as I can my left shoulder. And then we're going to do that exact same thing on the other side, reaching behind you. This one I'm going to hold for a couple of seconds at a time, because if I swing back and forth too fast, I'll get dizzy. So you go ahead again and do whatever works for you. If this hurts to hold too long, you can go a little bit faster. That's totally okay. That twist in my neck is something that I am working on personally. Lately, I've noticed that my neck is getting stiffer and stiffer. And I want to keep mobility. I want to be able to look over my shoulder and see what's around me for as long as possible. So I work on this kind of stretch every day. How often you stretch is really up to you. Your body is capable of stretching every single day if it's something that you enjoy. The more you stretch, the more flexible you'll be. It's a skill, it's a muscle, it's lots of muscles. So the more you practice, the better you'll get, just like anything. Some of us don't have a lot of patience for daily stretching, and that's totally okay. As long as you make it part of your routine, let's say once in a while, once a week, every other week, occasionally, you'll find that when you make time for it, you'll enjoy it more too. Practicing something, getting better at something, it's more enjoyable. This will be our last one, looking over this shoulder. And then back to center. Take a nice big deep breath, get your feet underneath you, and let's go ahead and stand up. Now I'm going to turn the chair sideways so that you can see what I'm doing. We're going to be facing the chair, so the seat of the chair is closest to you. We're going to get started by just touching one toe to the edge of the chair, and then the other one. Now what I'm doing here, I'm warming up my core. We were seated that whole time. So I want to make sure that I've got my core, I've got my balance. This is going to turn into a bigger stretch as we go. In fact, when you're ready for it, you can get more of your foot on the chair and lean a little bit deeper into it. That also might mean that you're stepping back a little bit further, so it's a deeper stretch. You might feel this stretch in the calf of your standing leg. You might feel this stretch in the hip flexor of your standing leg. You might feel this stretch in the hamstring of the foot, of the leg of the foot that's on top of the chair. All of those places are being stretched. We're also engaging our deep core stabilizers with this balance work, because make no mistake, my friends, this is balance work. As you get deeper into it, see if you can stretch your hands out to reach the back of the chair while your torso is still upright. We're not leaning forward or curling into that. We're stretching those arms, getting a good deep stretch through that hip flexor now. Make sure you're breathing. You want to hold it for a second or two. That's good with me. You'll notice that that forward leg is lunging. If you get to a point where it doesn't feel good on your knees, my friends, don't go that far. You never, ever, ever have to stretch as deeply as me, which is sort of ironic since I'm not super flexible. But you also don't have to stretch as shallow as me if this feels amazing and you are more flexible. This workout is your workout, my friends. We're going to do one more deep stretch on this side with a little hold, and up, and then another deep stretch on that side, and up and standing. So coming up next, we're going to do our palms flat on the chair, right about the middle of the chair, as wide as your chair will go. And then we're going to have our feet back in a comfortable position that almost feels, oh yes, a little bit like a plank, doesn't it? Lower your hips just a little bit, and then raise your hips, pushing your shoulders back, and then hips forward, Feel that stretch on your abs. Yes, it's work there too. And then as we push those hips back, oh, what a lovely stretch. Underneath your armpits, down your sides, the backs of your legs. Hips forward, hips back. Can you get your heels flat on the floor? I can just barely. Can you get your hips to the chair? Oh, that one's tough. That one's tough. Wherever you feel flexible, wherever you feel strong. This is a little bit of upper body work too. As mentioned, no such thing as working in a vacuum. This is functional fitness for your core, for your upper body, for your glutes. If one of these stretches feels better than the other, feel free to hang in it for a couple of seconds. Remembering to breathe. I'm going to do one more in each position. Hips back, back, back. And hips forward. Oh, that feels nice. Come back to that plank position and walk your feet forward. Feet are going to be directly underneath your hips. Palms are still flat on the chair, but they're at, if you were sitting in it, the front of the chair. So not close to the back of the chair, close to the front of the chair. From here, your hands are still kind of wide, about shoulder width apart. We're going to take a step back. And then bring that foot forward. And then take a step back with the other foot. And bring that foot forward. Wherever you can get to on this first pass here. Thinking about keeping all of your toes facing forward. You can feel that stretch. I feel it especially in my calf on that leg that's stretching back behind me. As we step back deeper, whenever you're ready, you're going to start to feel it in the hip flexor as well. However low you can get your hips, that might be real low. You might be able to get your back knee down on the ground, deep into that runner's stretch. That's a little bit much for me personally. Sometimes I can get there, sometimes I can't. Really starts to feel like a great stretch on the quadriceps, the front of your thighs. It also turns into a pretty deep lunge on that front leg. So if your knee doesn't like this one, don't go that low. This workout is meant to work for you. It should feel amazing and not like too much. If you'd like to stretch your skills with our stretch, that's fantastic. If what you're looking for is something just very gentle, just very easy, don't try and get into something that's deeper than you can handle. Your body is so, so grateful to move in whatever ways you move it. Whether it's gentle or vigorous or a deep stretch or just a light stretch. Your body is so happy to be moving at all that you can feel amazing about what we're doing today. Deep. And then I'm going to do one more on each side. Ooh, really starting to feel this as a lunge. Ah, that feels nice. And up. And then that deep stretch, as deep as you want to go on the other side. Awesome job. And up. Okay, take a nice big deep breath standing up. I'm going to turn the chair around. This time the back of the chair is facing you. You're going to have your hands on the top of the back. So mine is, about waist high. If you have a particularly low one, you might need a different chair or maybe the side of your couch or something else. What we're going to do is we're going to have our feet at a comfortable distance. So arms are outstretched, but your feet shouldn't feel like they're too far out. You're not really using too much of your abs because this is meant to be a nice, gentle stretch. You're going to push your hip bones up. Go ahead and let your elbows bend. As your hip bones go up, your belly sags down and your head looks up. You're trying to look at the top of the chair. And then from there, we'll curl up, 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 up. Hip bones tuck underneath you, and you're going to look at the fronts of your thighs. And then back to those hip bones up and head up. Yes, indeed, this is a cat and cow stretch, if you are familiar with that. One of my favorite stretches in the whole wide world, because nothing really stretches my upper back like this cat stretch, and nothing really stretches the backs of my hips like this cow stretch. Love, love, love going back and forth and back and forth. Tuck those hips all the way underneath you. Look down, really feel that stretch across the tops of your shoulders. And then as your hips go up, looking up as high as you can, another nice stretch on your chest and down into your abs and definitely on the backs of your legs. My friends, I have one final stretch for us, and it is a little bit more of a hold. We're going to do a couple more of this cat and cow. But our final stretch, after we do one more in each position of this cat and cow, is something I'm calling the deep dangler. Because we're going to go as deep as you can. Hands will remain on top of the chair. Feet are going to come back and out wide. Let your arms stay straight as possible, and just hang. Do you feel that stretch opening up your chest, opening up your shoulders, all down the backs of your legs, and then let your head dangle. You can shake like you're saying no, nod like you're saying yes, and just stretch. While we're down here, my friends, I need to say thank you so much to my friend Kelly, who made a really generous monthly pledge over on patreon.com. There's going to be a link here on screen so you can go check it out too. But let me just tell you that a pledge like hers helps me make free workouts for all of us. Kelly, thank you so much for that. And my friends, deep breath in. Let's stand up. Walk towards that chair. And then let your arms dangle. What a fantastic job you did today. Thank you so much for stretching with me. Make sure you click that subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you in the next video.